Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another review, this time around for Vio-Lence with their new EP, Let the World Burn. Now, if you don't know who Vio-Lence is, it's a Bay Area thrash metal band that hasn't released an album from 29 years. We finally got some new material. But I highly recommend for you guys to check out their albums Internal Nightmare and Oppressing the Masses, because I think they're fantastic thrash records, even if I didn't like old elements. And one of the main elements I'm going to speak a lot about here is the vocals. It's something that has changed throughout the years, even though the vocalist hasn't changed. Now, I for one was very happy to hear that they're making a new album. I actually did a reaction on the song Let the World Burn, and I wasn't exactly digging the song. I was hopeful that I was still going to like the EP, and I wasn't digging the song. And you know what? There's times in your life where you're proven so wrong, and I am so happy to be proven completely wrong with this EP. I still don't like the song Let the World Burn, but let me tell you guys, all the other songs on this album, or on this EP I should say, are absolutely fantastic. Flesh from the Bone, Screaming Always, my favorite, Upon Their Cross, which is a fantastic kick-ass riff, and the song Gato Negro, which I like the song, but it's not as much as the first three songs, and then the Let the World Burn, I'm not a big fan of, as I mentioned before, but the song Screaming Always and Upon Their Cross is a very stark reminder of why I like thrash metal music in the first place. It's just kick-ass riffs, it really hits you hard, it's very impactful, it's just pure Bay Area thrash, and I love, it's my favorite genre, thrash metal. And you might have, known one of the guitarists that was in this band before is Rob Flynn. He ended up, when he split with Vio-Lence, he created Machine Head. So it does have a very kind of known name for this band. They were called one of the top tier bands of the second wave of Bay Area thrash, or as I should say, thrash metal in general, like Pantera and Sepultura, Sacred Reich, and all these other bands that came out in the 80s. So they had quite a reputation. They never had the same mass appeal as some of the other bands, but they weren't in any way less than those other bands. I always liked this band, but now coming to this new EP, they came out very strong. The album itself, the EP itself, is very classic in its sound. It's a classic Bay Area thrash album. There's not a lot of, I would say, innovation in sound, in terms of don't expect something different. For example, Exodus, with their last album, you can tell it sounds a little bit different. It doesn't sound just like their old school albums. There's some kind of innovation. There's not much of that going on here, but what is here is absolutely fantastic. First of all, the thing I didn't like about original Vio-Lence albums, I have to be honest, is Sean Killian's vocals. They just, for some reason, just didn't match, and the pitch was kind of all over the place for me personally. But on this album, especially with the years, man, he sounds fucking kick-ass on this record. I think he has a unique voice that really stands out in this new EP. It sounds great from a production standpoint. Like I said, the 4 songs are great. Just don't like Let the World Burn. Phil Demmel is still kicking it on the way he's writing the songs. Like I said, the majority of them I just absolutely enjoyed. And for those fans who just want that itch of Bay Area thrash, I think there's something special here. And the thing is, it presents this idea of you don't need to innovate the genre. You don't need to introduce new elements. You just need to produce good quality music and people gravitate towards it. And I sure as hell did. I haven't, for example, there's a moment that happened with this EP as I was listening to it. I was working out to it actually past couple of days and just kind of listening to it on repeat. Is I was banging my head like a maniac throughout the house, in the gym, just banging away. And you know what it is? I haven't done that in the past, let's say 3 or 4 months, and all the new records that have come out. I feel like, oh, it's a great record, but I didn't have that same emotion. And that's something that thrash really brings out in me. It brings that aggression, the changing of the riffs, the kick-ass solos, the element that's the reason why I like thrash so much. And this brings back those feels 100%. Yes, it's not perfect. It still has, it's rough around the edges in songs like Let the World Burn, which I thought was just too simple. I think that was the problem with it. And the lyrics, I wasn't really digging it. And I think the reason is the music video wasn't very good. It's all the elements combined why I didn't resonate with it. But I was glad to be proven wrong, to jump back into the album, listen to it again, and really see how the band was able to return after almost a 30-year hiatus. Kick ass. And as a matter of fact, probably better than ever. I would so much love with this level of production to get Eternal Nightmare and Oppressing the Masses remastered. If this sound will be absolutely fantastic. I am completely looking forward to a full new album after hearing this, because there's even new thrash metal outfits that just don't play on this level. They just have a certain, I don't know, it's just aggression, pure energy, whatever you want to call it, that a lot of new bands are not able to capture, even with their technicality. And let me tell you, there's technicality here as well. Okay, maybe it's not a math metal band or like Meshuggah or something of the sort, but there's good technicality here. There's some kick-ass chunky riffs. There's really good solos. And the improvement in Sean Killian's vocals, I absolutely love. I know if the band would be listening to this, it's hard to hear criticism, somebody saying it so harshly, but I really am a passionate fan of the band. I've been kind of trying to push it onto people for years now, whether it be my brother, whether it be my friends, and I think I've converted quite a few people to their music, because there's a thing that happened a lot with metal, especially it's happening now, is that there's some bands that are pushed by labels who get the limelight, and some bands never got pushed by their label and never saw the light of day or really got that level of success. They're in no way worse than Overkill or Sodom or Creator or Annihilator, especially. I think they're better than Annihilator. Sacred Reich, I don't know why they got all the attention that they have. I believe Vio-Lence deserved more. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with this review. And what I'm trying to do here is express the emotion that it gave me, and it gave me the same feels when I got listening to Eternal Nightmare the first time. So if you're fans of that, you're gonna love this. If you're a fan of Vio-Lence, I can't see you not liking this EP. Again, it might not be your favorite thing, but there's absolutely some really good stuff here. And I'm now hopeful for this band to be producing more content and more albums, and I'll be the first fan to kind of be in there in line. And it's nice to see the improvement in the department, like I said, in the vocal department, in the production department, and just everything sounds very cohesive and good to me. I would love to hear from you guys as well, some of the fans, what you thought of it, and kind of your 2 cents on Vio-Lence overall. How do you feel about the band yourself? Have you been a fan? Yes, it's not perhaps, Rob Flynn is not with the band anymore, but I think Bobby Gustafsson, he did a good job here on this band, and I'm going to be looking forward to what they create. For example, I was never a big Machine Head fan. I like a couple albums from them. So I obviously like Phil Demel's lead in this band and what he was creating with this band overall. So I'm on the board. I've always been a fan. I've been a fan from the past. I believe I discovered him about 15 years ago. So I've been really a fan since that time. Yes, perhaps it's not my favorite thrash metal band, but there's something about Bay Area thrash, just like there's something about Teutonic thrash. Let's just kick it. I'm going to put it like that. No, I don't want to repeat myself anymore. I don't want to stretch this review out anymore. Guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and let me know what you thought about the EP yourself. Take care.